What's going on, Jerome's? So we have a new desktop, and we're still trying to figure out all of the all the settings that we had on the old OBS and screen capture and whatnot. So if my lips don't sync up quite perfectly, it's whatever. Also, something that isn't whatever was the Minnesota Vikings 2022 draft. Now, I respect the hell out of Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi adofo-mensah, where O'Connell could have come in as an offensive-minded head coach and put his foot down and say, hey, I want offense all the time. I want Jameson Williams. I want Christian Watson. I want all the things. I want all the bells and whistles. But O'Connell is going to be the head coach of the entire team, which is an interesting concept. And the Vikings really hammered defense early on in the draft. And the Vikings, frankly, I think really made a headway and are going to transform this defense, because you look at the picks, right? With all the trade downs where you had the extra second as well as the extra fifth and extra sixth. So you maneuvered and you got a bunch of other draft picks. Something that's lost in the shuffle is that the Vikings spent a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5 on defense. So it's, if you're a normal team that had 7 rounds and you're spending the first 5 on defense, it's really impressive, man. And I think at minimum, there's 3 future starters in this draft. Lewis Cine, Andrew Booth Jr. may start as a rookie. Brian Asamoah is going to be the heir to Eric Kendricks, and Cine is the heir to Harrison Smith. So you got 3 surefire starters right there. And also, I think a Caleb Evans, given his length, given his potential, I think that Evans, the pride of Mizzou/Tulsa, could eventually get into the starting lineup as well. And also, don't sleep on Usezi Otomehu. I think that the Vikings specifically have needs at 5-tech as they change over to an odd front, as they change over to a 3-4. And Otomehu could be that guy that has enough size, has enough team-first attitude, because when you're a 5-tech in a 3-4, you need to be selfless. Like, your job is to take up bodies. Your job is to make sure that the edge rushers shine as well as the linebackers are kept clean. I think that Otomehu has that mentality. So the Vikings may have come away from this draft with 5 defensive starters, which would be shocking, which would be absolutely amazing. Plus, if you look at Cine, you look at Booth, you look at Asamoah, the thing that they all have in common, besides them being fast, also Evans is super fast as well, besides them being fast, is that they play fun, fast, free football, and they'll get after it, man. Like, Lewis Cine, of course, is Hitman 2.0, looking like Joey Browner out there, except he's going to be wearing number 6. Andrew Booth Jr. is a very adept run defender as well, and Asamoah is just freaking get after him, man. Like, I do not care in the slightest that he's undersized. I think that he is just going to be a guy that is going to make an impact no matter where he is on the field, whether it's special teams, whether his future starting as an inside linebacker for the Vikings. I think that he's just going to be a rock star, man. And the thing that I value most as we're going back and reviewing some of the stuff on these players is, like, how do their teammates react to them? And with Cine, Booth, and Asamoah, and I'm sure with Evans and Otomehu as well, they're all beloved, yeah, especially Cine, especially Asamoah. And you look at body language, besides like all the pre-draft stuff and all the Georgia Bulldogs, national champions, probably one of the best defenses in college football history, them hyping up Lewis Cine, just seeing how they react. Like, when Cine makes a play, everyone rallies to him and gives him depth. Same thing with Asamoah at Oklahoma, man. So Kwesi certainly has a type. They talked about dream chasers for sure, yes. And if you look at the Vikings defensive depth chart, I mean, there's going to be some changes, because this ain't your mom's defense anymore. This is not the Zimmer Hellfire defense from back in the day either. Because if you look at some of the hardcore veterans, I mean, Eric Kendricks is getting up there in age. Jordan Hicks is a rental. Harrison Smith, who I misspelled his name, I just caught that. I mean, he can't play forever either. That's why they brought in Lewis Cine. Patrick Peterson probably has 1 more year left. Dalvin Tomlinson is on a 1-year deal, 1 year left on his contract. Harrison Phillips was brought in on a 3-year deal, but really is a 1-year deal. And who knows what's going to happen with Daniil and Zadarius Smith. So, I mean, they've completely flipped the script on this team. And also, the UDFAs, I'm really intrigued by as well. Tyree Stevenson, the pride of Tulsa, former teammates with Caleb Evans. Tyree Stevenson is just a guy that will clog things up. He is tree 50, tree 60 if he's an ounce. Also, Zach McLeod and Luigi Villan, 2 very interesting edge rushers, specifically for what the Vikings want to do as a 3-4. So, as we look back on this draft, a couple years down the road, when a bunch of these guys are starters, potentially stars, potentially Pro Bowlers in this league, and we'll be like, it all started here. It all started with Kwesi Adofo-Mensah having the foresight to be like, hey, the offense is perfectly fine, except for the offensive line, but we checked some of those boxes in free agency, and then we took Ed Ingram in round 2. And hey, guess what? The defense is where they need the most help. And Kevin O'Connell being so selfless, even though he's an offensive guy, just being like, yeah, this collaboration, get that defense, let's build a bully for Ed Donatel, and let's get after it, man. It's just beautiful. But I'm hyped. I'm pretty damn hyped to what this defense is going to be, especially the type of football. They're just going to be flying around the football, and it's going to be fun, fast, and free. Just let's go, baby. But your thoughts are our thoughts. The 2022 NFL Draft may have transformed the Vikings defense for years to come. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comments section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.